Morning and Jai Hind. Let us proceed with the remaining part of the chapter, The Eye's Habit. No, I answered quite confidently. I knew that there were hardly any animals left in the forest near Dehra. I turned from the window and faced the girl, and for a while we sat in silence. You have an interesting face, I remarked. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. Few girls can resist flattery. She laughed pleasantly, a clear, ringing laugh. It is nice to be told I have an interesting face. I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. Oh, so you do have a pretty face, thought I, and aloud I said, well, an interesting face can also be pretty. So, the narrator replied negatively, as he was sure that there were no animals left in Dehra's forest. After this, the narrator turned around towards a girl, and they both remained silent. With a huge courage, the narrator complimented the girl by saying that she had an interesting face. The girl laughed and said that she was tired of hearing that she had a pretty face, but she felt nice by hearing such compliment. After listening this, the narrator thought that a girl had a pretty face, and then he said an interesting face can also be a pretty face as she has. Let us read further. You are a very gallant young man, she said. But why are you so serious? I thought then I would try to laugh for her, but the thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. We will be soon at your station, I said. Thank God, goodness, it's a short journey. I can't bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 hours. So, the girl called the narrator as courageous and have high guts to speak such things. Then she asked why the narrator is so serious. The narrator thought to laugh, but he feared it might pull him in trouble. The narrator said that soon the train will reach the destination, that is Saharanpur. Then girl admired the short journey as she can't sit longer in a train. Let us read further. Yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking. Her voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. As soon as she left the train, she would forget our brief encounter, but it would stay with me for the rest of the journey and for some time after. The engine's whistle shrieked, and the carriage wheels changed their sound and rhythm. The girl got up and began to collect her things. I wondered if she wore her hair in a bun or if was plaited. Perhaps it was hanging loose over her shoulders, or was it cut very short? So now the narrator was so much impressed by the girl's voice that he wants to hear it for any length of time. He felt the voice of a girl as a sparkle of mountain stream. He also knew that after reaching Saharanpur, the girl definitely forgot him, but he would remember her at least during the journey, or maybe after that also. Now the Saharanpur was about to come. The sound of engine wheels get changed, and the girl started to collect her things to get off from the train, while the narrator was thinking about the hairstyle of the girl. The train drew slowly into the station. Outside there was the shouting of porters and vendors and a high-pitched female voice near the carriage door. That voice must have belonged to the girl's aunt. Goodbye, the girl said. She was standing very close to me, so close that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. I wanted to raise my hand and touch her hair, but she moved away. Only the scent of perfume still lingered where she had stood. There was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology. Then the door banged, and the world was shut out again. I returned to my berth. The guard blew his whistle and we moved off. Once again, I had a game to play and a new fellow traveler. Now the train reached the station. There were lots of noise of porters and vendors. Then the narrator heard the high-pitched female voice. Maybe she was Girl's aunt. Then Girl said goodbye to the narrator. She was standing very close to the narrator, due to which the narrator could smell the scent of perfume. The narrator wants to touch her hair, but before that, the girl left. While the girl was at the door, some confusion was there. A man who was entering the compartment apologized with the girl. Now the train started moving, and once again the narrator was ready to play the game with new fellow passenger. Let us read the remaining part. The train gathered speed. The wheels took up their song. The carriage groaned and shook. I found the window and sat in front of it, staring into the daylight that was darkness for me. So many things were happening outside the window. It could be fascinating game, guessing what went on out there. The man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. You must be disappointed, he said. I am not nearly as attractive a traveling companion as the one who just left. She was an interesting girl, I said. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? I don't remember, he said, sounding puzzled. It was her eyes I noticed, not her hair. She had beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. She was completely blind. Didn't you notice? Now, the train was moving in high speed as various sounds were heard by narrator. Then narrator sat near the window and looked outside and imagining the happening outside the window. Then the new co-passenger broke the silence and said that he is not so attractive as the previous co-passenger, so it might disappoint the narrator. Now the narrator said that the girl was interesting and asked the co-passenger about the hair of the girl. The co-passenger replied in a puzzled way that he don't remember, as he was looking at her eyes, not at her hair. He told that the girl had beautiful eyes, but she can't see through them, as she was blind, and asked the narrator, haven't you noticed this? Thus, the narrator get to know that the girl was blind too. Thank you.